Alright. Welcome to the stream. So the plan for today is just looking a little bit at this, the sideboard guide. Maybe not even the sideboard guide yet, just the sideboard slots. Even though I think that it's a good plan to start working on the actual sideboard guide between leagues. That might kill the momentum from playing leagues. I'm not sure yet. Let's look what I have now. For now, I really want to finish this, but time isn't really a plentiful thing in my life. All right. So here's what I have. I have basically I'm trying to condense slots. So the removal slot has Path, Searing Blood, and Pyrite Spellbomb. And then life gain hate slot has Skullcrack, which should be in domain right now, but it's I think it still deserves to be mentioned in the sideboard, and Vortex and the Tarkus Command. Then we have the Artifact Enchantment hate slot, which has tons of options, but realistically, a lot of them aren't great. Then we have the Graveyard hate slot, which also has tons of options, but basically only playing one or two. And then some specific hate that you might need for some specific metas. There's tons of options to include here. Someone was asking me about some cards that I didn't include here. It was some time ago, I'm not sure if I remember them. I think Firecraft was one of them, but that's already here. Not sure if there were any others. But do tell me if there's any card that you want to see on this list. And honestly, I'll just start with writing the actual sideboard guide. Just to make the title pop a little. How do I disorganize this? Okay. So let me look at, I'm basically looking at my last league. Oh, this was a really awkward league. And maybe it's better to look at Goldfish. Even though I hate the numbers on Goldfish, like the decks there are playable. Or rather, it does represent which decks exist. It's just the quantities that are really incorrect. So Heliod. Against Heliod Company, what am I taking out? Not even sure. I'm assuming that, well, maybe Eidolon is good enough on the play. So how am I doing this? I like organizing it like this. And then, okay, what am I taking out against Heliod Company? Actually, probably Eidolon. Even on the play, I don't think it does enough. Although it is a matchup where you're playing on the control role. But even then, not sure if it's the best plan. Maybe just take out Charm and Lava Spike and include Vortex and Path. So non-removal for removal and hate. Don't hate that plan, to be honest. It is a matchup where you want to have removal frequently. So I think this is a fine suggestion of cuts. There's an argument again to remove creatures because that's actually something that I should test. Removing creatures in this matchup doesn't seem awful because can't do two things at the same time. Removing creatures shouldn't be too awful because they have a lot of chump blockers and they can gum up the board a lot. And I found that to win this matchup, like, you can play it cute and try to control them, but since they can just stumble onto infinite life, maybe that's not the best choice. So I'm gonna leave it as plan 1, and then gonna write a Heliod company to, I don't even know, like, removing Eidolon and what else? Riftbolt because it interacts poorly. Well, but yeah, I still think you need to play the path. You can't skimp on Vortex, and those two cards already point to playing the matchup a little bit more control-y. Okay, so I think I'll leave this. I think I'll leave this as a. I think I'll leave this as is, and like, I'm open to suggestions. I'm also open to changes if this executes badly. And against, okay, so this is John's Death Shadow, but I'm gonna plop together John and Rakdos. So I'm just gonna write non-blue shadow. I think this is the same for play draw. Then let's include a little notes, some notes here, something like, oh, actually I'd include the notes at the end. Here I'd include like oh no, I just like to write things in the like, this is my notepad basically, because this one has a very cool thing, which is if I close it, it semi-saves the thing I was working on, so I don't need to save it right away, which is great if you're a lazy bastard like me. I don't want to put, I guess I should, like, what word to describe how good bad the matchup is? Is there a word for that? There probably is, that my brain can produce right now. Just gonna write matchup as a placeholder. So I think this is a bad matchup. Okay, so the rating system here would be 1 out of 5 is like Boggles and Ad Nauseam, which are basically impossible to win. Well, and like Soul Sister, like things that are really hard to win. And then 2 out of 5 is decks that are hard to beat, but you have tools to beat and can beat. And 3 out of 5 should be even. 4 out of 5 is decks that you should win but can still be tricky. And then 5 out of 5 is just almost buys, is the rating system that I will be using. So I definitely think that non-blue shadow is favorable for us. Those counter spells really push the matchup into being closer than it should be. So I'd say that, and I'd say that the plan is about the same, even if Eidolon can be a bit awkward. I think you bring in Path and Path alone, and you cut Searing Blaze, and maybe one Skullcrack. And I think that's the plan. And I know that I said I wanted my sideboard guide to be more generic, so this is just the first draft of it. I do want to include, like, because not everyone else plays 4 Roiling Vortex and 4 Path to Exile in the side. So there's that. So like I want to make a list of things to cut and to bring in that's more generic and that you can apply to your own deck. A formula, if you will, to sideboard with any burn list. But I'll start with this first draft. So out would be 3 Searing Blaze and 1 Skullcrack. Skullcrack doesn't offer anything in the matchup, so I think it's an easy cut. Even though it's an instant, which is relevant in the matchup, I think that being 2 mana is sinful enough. And then in just 4 Path to Exile. Yeah, this seems about right. What else? I'm just looking at the top of Goldfish to start having some sideboard options. Amulet Titan. This one's a hard one. I'd call it a 2 out of 5 any day of the week. Because yeah, it's honestly a hard one to play against. You're basically praying that they don't have the nuts, and their nuts isn't really, well, it's not even the nuts. You're just praying that they don't have the turn 1 ramp into turn 2 Dryad into turn 3 Titan. Like if they turn 3 Titan you're very positioned to lose that. If they opened with Arboreal Grazer and don't have an amulet in play, maybe you can win if you have the Skullcrack. So against amulet, I'm not really sure how to proceed. Because it's not a matchup that I've played too many times. I have some experience against it, but it was pre-Dryad that I played against it more often. I'd say that. Oh god, the list in Magic on Goldfish still has Adventurer's Impulse. So on the play, I like keeping Eidolon and cutting. What am I bringing in against them? I don't hate Vortex against them because it makes Pacts hurt. And that's good enough in my opinion. And since the matchup can hinge on your life total, I'd say that on the play you're taking out 4 Riftbolt for the 4 Roiling Vortex. I wonder. Okay, so you also need to bring in the 4 Path to Exile, by the way. This isn't really optional because Dryad needs to die, Titan sometimes needs to die. The real target is Dryad, to be honest. I wonder what does come out. I think Riftbolt is easy to cut. So now, depending on play draw, I would honestly cut. It's still not ideal, right? But like, I feel like cutting. Jesus, cutting Goblin Guide on the draw feels kind of bad. On the play feels kind of bad. Like, Goblin Guide's really mediocre in the matchup. It doesn't attack well into Grazer. It doesn't attack well into Dryad. It does attack decently into Dryad if we have a Searing Blaze. if the plan is bringing Path in, I don't want to be cutting creatures. This one's really hard to decide. I don't think I want to cut creatures. Like cutting any of my 2-drops seems rough. Seems rough. Definitely seems rough. This is one I still need to think about. This matchup is very hard to decide against, I think. I think I still haven't gotten the correct formula for this one. What else do we have? Death and Taxes is so high on this. What do they play? So Death and Taxes. I'd call it a... Honestly, I'd call it a 3 out of 5. The matchup is bad, but it's not Amulet kinds of bad. Especially post board. They're slower, they fidget a lot with their own play patterns, so yeah, I guess this is a 3 out of 5, I'd say. I wouldn't call it I wouldn't put it on the same difficulty of Amulet and Heliod. I guess that's where I'm coming from. Then okay, you're definitely putting 3 copies of Smashed Smithereens. I think you're definitely playing Smashed Smithereens. Probably 4 copies of Path. Why is this so far away? Guess it's always has been. Okay. And then you're 4 Path because they play Ariok Champion. And you do want to remove stuff. I don't think... Well, Vortex is good too. So probably bring in those. It makes cuts slightly easier. Because you can cut for Eidolon, for... Honestly, even though this matchup can be a bit racy and Riftbolt and Vortex interact poorly, I still think that you need the removal option. Sometimes it's just too important. So I think you cut Boros Charm. I actually think you leave one. Well, Thali exists, right? That's argument enough to leave 1 Lava Spike instead of 1 Boros Charm. This is play draws for sure. I don't think even on the play you went Eidolon. I don't think you're never not bringing in Vortex, Smash, and Path. Alright, this looks okay. What else? The control matchup. So I'm gonna separate things a little bit. So Azorius control is pure control, okay? So no Stoneforge. So I'll include Blue-White X Stoneforge in another category. I think this is honestly favorable because losing Mystic Sanctuary is relevant, and I still call this a 4 out of 5. I think it's good for us. Maybe a 3. Well, maybe a 3 out of 5. It's not that awful, or rather, yeah, it's not that awful for them. I think that control play, for the most part, because I know some control players that aren't like this. I'd say that for the most part, control players are babies that when they fumble their own turns, they get cranky. Well, by the way, bow. Don't let me do this. Actually, I prefer deciding what's coming in beforehand. I think that's a better plan, right? First you decide what you want, and then you make cuts based on what you want. I think that's definitely a more disciplined way of looking at sideboarding. Still didn't work, okay. So in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, and now in. What are we looking at here? We definitely want Vortex. And honestly, that's it, right? Since no more Uro and Mystic Sanctuary, I think Surgical is not good enough to bring in against them. Same goes for any Graveyard Hate, to be honest. Like, out probably 3 Searing Blaze. Even if they do play the Snapcaster, I think you don't want Searing Blaze. And like 1 Lightning Helix, because you actively don't want to gain life in this matchup to play around timely if possible. Yeah, this looks fine for Azarius control. Oh, Jund is so high on Goldfish, what the hell? Jund. Again. Not too good, not too bad. Maybe Jund is a 4 out of 5. Like, I feel like the matchup goes my way more often than not. Yeah, I feel like it's just better. Like, they're, at least while they're playing bad lists, like their plan of going to top deck and overwhelm you with their good top decks is very 2014, maybe. I don't know. I wasn't playing back then, but I do know that Jund's top decks are kind of trash compared to mine. Like, mine just keep going, dealing damage. Theirs are just good if they're lucky and draw a threat, which they run very few of. I'd actually like to look at a chart where I could look at those numbers, see if I'm actually favored, but don't have enough reps against them. What else? So what do I want in? I definitely want Vortex. I'm not a big fan of bringing Path in. Not a big fan of bringing Path in. Really not a big fan of bringing Path in. Because Path... I guess Path deals with Skew, well... Maybe Path is good. I like Vortex because Vortex just starts locking the game. Even if they have answers against it in Astrophy and Abrupt Decay, I think it's good enough to bring in. They're generally still getting pinged once, and if it's Assassin's Trophy, they're still ramping you, which can be a good thing if they're doing it early. So yeah, I'm not sure what the cuts here are. I think... Not sure if I like Path again. Because the game does go to a top deck war and you can hold Path. So I think that the plan is just beating them with consistency instead of trying to control them. So I guess you get Searing Blaze and like one Rift Bolt. Well, I guess one Skewer, because Skewer is actually uncastable on 2 lands, whereas Rift Bolt you can save it. Maybe there's even an argument to just cut all Skewer in that matchup. Do you cut all Skewer in that and leave... Nah, I don't like Searing Blaze, to be honest. In that matchup, at least. And then out is 3 Searing Blaze. And in... Ooh. Oh, sorry, out 1. Skewer the Critics. Okay. So this looks okay. So Amulet's the one that I'm not sure what I want to take out. Might not even want to take out Rift Bolt. Like, there's definitely an argument to cutting Helix, because sure, if you get to Helix your opponent... I'll take out Boros Charm before Helix, to be honest. I got Boros Charm before Helix. Honestly tempted to just cut Searing Blaze. So on the play, you play 1 less Vortex maybe, because it's not that amazing to drop, especially when you already have Eidolon to drop on 2. And then on the draw, and this is one of those matchups where play draw actually influences what you're bringing in and out. It's the same in. Almost. And then out is Eidolon. And honestly, Boros Charm. And you might be asking, wait, are you taking out Boros Charm? Isn't that card really good? Yes, but to be honest, the appeal of Boros Charm is it being is it not being fast but being card advantage inherently, because it's basically like you drew 2 shocks, right? Sure, they only go face, but it's like you drew 2 cards in one. And I think that against Amulet you don't necessarily want that. Yes, you need Skullcrack, because if they go for a safer life gain Titan fetch, you can stop it and maybe win. You want Path because, or rather, talking about 2 drops, and you want Helix because getting up there in life totals, like if you get to Helix twice against Titan, then they probably can't kill you with a regular draw. So like gaining 1 more turn with Helix is better than Boros Charm could ever be in that matchup, in my opinion. Alright, so this is the current state of the sideboard guide. Still not sure how I'm gonna turn this into a dynamic thing. It's definitely gonna be a fun project to dive into. Is it too ambitious to want like a web page that you can change the list and then you click submit and it gives you a sideboard guide for your build based on a priority cut and a priority, or rather based on a priority cards you want in and a priority list of cards you definitely want out? Is that too ambitious? Because it sounds cool as fuck. Might be too ambitious. Okay. Now, I want to play a league now. I think that's enough sideboarding for one day. So let's go to the mall. Let's play a match. The league, rather. Some changes I did to my list. I cut the Hushbringer. It was feeling very not great in many occasions. So I upped the count of Path, Surgical, and Vortex because those are the cards that I really want to see most times. There's an argument to put a 4th Smash instead of a 4th Surgical. Might just do that. Although multiple copies of all of these are playable except Smash. But like in the matchups, do you want Smash or really want Smash? And you want Smash against E-Tron and Stoneblade, so yeah, I think this is a wise decision. Too bad your sideboard can't be 16. Alright, let's roll. Let's roll. Classic burn. Sideboard, main deck, everything's correct. Let's get it on. This is the 11th, at least here already. Fuck, I have tons of leagues that I need to input into Excel on my little burn matchup sheet. I have 8 already. Should do that sometime. I have them all written down, but I've been kinda lazy. It's cool. It's not too much work. Alright, here we go. Here we go. I'm kind of glad that Ponza stopped being so popular because I think that their life gain options are really good. Like, this be burn or prowess. I think this is a burn player. Ooh, a prowess player, okay. Knowing that, maybe I should have kept the second one. I guess this is fine. Getting down and dirty. This draw was really poor against them, but they don't have the bird. Now, this is fine. This is fine. I think they would snap bird here. And them not having bird means that I can get in for 1, kill one of the dudes. He now kills one of mine. You know how it is. He put my Goblin Guide in the hospital, I put one of theirs in the morgue. Sprite Dragon is a problem. Sprite Dragon is a problema, as they used to say. Can I find Searing Blaze here? That works. That works. I know he probably has an answer for my Eidolon. Oh, he doesn't. He does. Okay, he definitely... Oh wait, does he have Bird? Please don't have Bird. Or let me draw a Lightning Bolt. I'd also take that. It's getting dangerous for me. Ooh. It's definitely not a draw that I want to see. Attacks me for 3, so I can't. Alright, so I think that the play here is blocking the Swiftspear and then hopefully draw something good. Oh, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Yeah, I lose here. Well played by the opponent, he locked me with my own Eidolon. Even then, I don't think the Eidolon there is wrong. Like, definitely not wrong. I'm assuming they play the Rock, the Dragon's Claw in this meta. Wait, latest list doesn't play Dragon's Claw. But I feel like they would. When was this challenge? March 7th? Interesting that they're not playing Dragon's Claw. I guess I can skimp out on Smash the Smithereens until I see the Dragon's Claw. Like cut on Skullcrack and one Boros Charm for path. Don't think I want Vortex in this matchup. This feels fine. This, however, doesn't. This feels better. I have to bottom a land, which makes this Sunbaked Canyon troublesome. Opening up with Goblin Guide's always good. Gives me the space for him to have to either turn 1 remove me or for Goblin Guide to do its job. Alright. Searing Blaze is a good draw here. Ooh, they have Bolt, okay. Aha. They 100% have, or Burst Lightning. You know, when I say Bolt, is any spell that kills my creatures. You know, Push is a Bolt. Actually, okay, here's the deal. I want my opponent to play the bird if possible. I don't want to suspend a Rift Bolt for my opponent to just not play creature. Yep, I think that means he's screwed. That's actually a wonderful draw. Makes lands be really good. That Islet means that I have lethal if I find lands ever. Now even more so. Aw. So he does play the Dragon's Claw. Okay. Good to know. I still don't have lethal with my current hand. Hopefully he plays a creature. No creature. This one's free. For me, at least. Oh yes, fuck all kinds of duck. Definitely killing this bird. Still need one bolt here. Just kind of sad. Hopefully I can do it. It's any bolt does it, basically. Ah, that's not a bolt. It's not a bolt either. Ah, this might just get away. Get away from me. Now we need 2 spells because of Lava Dart. No use in playing the Lightning Bolt here. Ah, Jesus. Might need it as removal. Less so now, but still. Hoarding spells here is fine, even though I only have 1 Searing Blaze left. Yeah, go ahead and gain some life. Can't forget that my opponent does have Lava Dart in the graveyard. That's relevant. Should be able to reorder the board as I wish. Yeah, buddy, that's not gonna live. Alright. Eidolon would be cool here, to be honest. Even though he oh, Jesus fucking Christ. And so we start the flooding. See, this is when Lurrus would be pretty cute. Because, like, I could put Lurrus in hand here, fetch for a tapped Sacred Foundry, next turn have 2 creatures on the board. Could be hard to deal with. Here we go. But now my opponent has 4 cards in hand, so unlikely that this lives for long. Yep. Braid's such a sweet option for this. Maybe there's an argument to hold on to Eidolon. Like, see, Lurrus here would have been so good. I go Lurrus Guide, and then put Eidolon after that. I can't risk it. The game now is in a very boring state. You can actually save it, wow. This might be the end for me. You can double Lava Dart from the grave and save it. Which means that if I don't draw a path here, I just lose. I don't think it was a poor play by me. He needed 2 spells that were playable at instant speed. So, I have that one in hand. I want path, please. No path, okay. I can't win it now. Pretty poor pretty sad that game 1 went like it did. Then game 2, well, I guess I just disrespected my opponent, right? I didn't play for Dragon's Claw. I think that was definitely an issue. And I think I've made that mistake before. That might be like the only real way that I've ever lost that matchup. It's when I disrespect my opponent and doesn't go well for me. So that's a push. So I kind of want to draw a creature here, or that. That also works. This could mean a lot of things. Marsh Flats is very wide. This could be Shadow of the Jund type. This could be Mardu. Mardu has seen some comeback. So it is Mardu. So this is a Stoneforge Mystic. And I kind of need to kill it, but I kind of wish I either drew Searing Blaze or a creature. Ideal draws. Can't complain too much about that one. But now I'm on a clock, and my opponent's still kind of healthy. Like I have like 4 turns to get there. If he's helping me, then it's fine. This smells like a seasoned Pyromancer. Ooh, a Liliana? Okay, I'll take that any day. I think I need to discard the Eidolon, sadly. What I need is to start top decking relevant spells, and Eidolon against Liliana is definitely poor. At least after she's out. This is good. That land makes like all my top decks here be okay. Don't think there's any problem with holding here. Sure. Lingering Souls is cute, but it's hardly something that I fear out of that deck. Any missed land drop? Any land drop my opponent misses is 1 extra turn for me. I think this is the correct play. Punished. That was really punished. Damn. The only card that I couldn't draw there. Yeah, so took a risk and got punished by it. I guess I hadn't seen any, so that was more likely than some other draws. Sure. Oh, it still hasn't found land, so I'm honestly not too bothered by this. It wouldn't happen twice in a row, right? Okay. Now I'm 1 top deck away from winning this, unless my opponent has... He could actually have a lot. He could have Kaya's Guile. What is this? Isn't Pyromancer is fine. Don't think I'm dead next turn, right? Ooh, I'm at 1 next turn. So I'm dead to some spells. But I just need to draw something that isn't Searing Blaze here. Such a bad draw. I play it because either down takes Liliana or he attacks into it. Probably down takes Liliana, so I'm dead to Lightning Bolt. Yeah, that Skewer mishap probably lost me this game. Okay, that's actually the least scary thing. Oh. If my opponent had Ember Cleave, I would be dead here. Could you imagine? Oh, that would be a sick line. I'm gonna tell my opponent that. Ember Cleave there would have been awesome. Can I draw a burn spell? I can. Okay, so this is why this is why. So this is Mardu. Midrange. This is why if someone ever tells you that, probably don't want path, to be honest. I think cutting. I've really come to like this, cutting the non-removal spells out of my deck. Although with Riftbolt, Vortex can be a bit weird. I guess I have control over that. Somewhat. Like I'm not gonna drop a Vortex early if I can, but perfect. Wow, this hand's actually really good. Unless my opponent has exactly Inquisition of Kozilek, which he will have. So, oh yes, turn 1, tap land. Oh, see, there's the awkwardness. Like I might end up fetching that away, so this is fine. This is fine. Alright, Lingering Souls on top. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. God, I hope. Ooh. That's such an obvious removal spell. Don't know which one, but it's kind of obvious to me that that's a removal spell. I think I play into the second one. She has Liliana here. I just play Vortex next turn. And I'm fine with it. If he has Kaya's Guile here. Or Angrath's Rampage would be my guess now, because he did fetch the red. Still okay-ish. Ooh. That's a bad one. Thought he would have played it turn 2. I guess my opponent just had. He had an eye for it. So that's fine. He can take away my most prized possession. Ooh, Helix is a nice take though. Helix is most definitely a nice take. Guess I just do this now. Now I permanently have Vortex up. Even though I have some catch up to do in terms of damage. I'm at 13. But Honestly, my opponent should start making tokens. He needs to start racing this. Ooh, that was a mistake. I let that resolve like an idiot. Should have always bolted that, basically. Actually, there's an argument. There's an argument for my. This is so poor. There's an argument for my opponent to take Smash the Smithereens if he has Stoneforge Mystic in hand. Not because of Batter Skull, because of a sword. Like if we get sword, then I get in a very rough position. Oh, this is a thing. Oh, I just threw the game. I just threw the game right there. Forgot about that land. I genuinely hate that land. But it's really good against me. Oh, that's yeah. I think I can't win here realistically. Some rough draws on my part too, but the punt cost me the game for sure. Oh, I like my. Wonder if there's an argument not to play Eidolon on the draw against him. Hmm. Do I have to mull? It's a 4-lander. Yeah, I have to mull. This is much better. Virtually the same hand, but different. That's all it takes. Yeah, my life total isn't that comfortable. So fetching a basic here seems okay. I have the smash, which puts me at ease if he doesn't open with a Embercleave. See, this is the power of Seasoned Pyromancer that John players apparently still haven't caught wind of. You can cycle away bad cards. Like, you can cycle away that Stoneforge if you see this Smash the Smithereens in my hand. So maybe do it. This was a very poor draw. This Skewer is actually hard to cast. Ooh, and Black Leaf is definitely good. Yes, Skewer. I guess I discard Skewer. Groox is definitely hard to beat here. I discarded Skewer because Skewer, like with my current hand, Skewer is hard to cast. Whereas none of my other spells are hard to cast. Okay, that could be a Kaya's Guile, but he has to shock for it. I don't care that much. Another Skewer, huh? Damn, Skewer is really underperforming today. You have something here that's threatening. Okay. I'd love to kill that chick. So land or spell to kill her. Am I killing her? I am. My thought process here is that my opponent might be tempted to... I think he would have played a discard spell if he had it there. So I think he's gonna play land. Ooh. Ooh. That's a rough one. That's a rough one to beat. How does this even work? Gains 2 life for each one. Yowza. So I need Vortex. My redundant copies of Smashed Smithereens. I don't regret bringing in Smashed Smithereens. I need to be able to take care of Batterskull. My opponent just never played for the Batterskull. I feel like that's his best plan. He also can't take creatures away from me. And taking creatures for him is bad. This is fine. Although Kaya's ultimate gains life. It's pretty annoying. Okay, I can just kill that now. I need Vortex here. If I don't grab Vortex, I'm gonna lose to Kaya. God fucking damn it. I don't think she ults yet. I don't think he's gonna sacrifice the Kaya to ult her. So maybe I can still live one turn. This one is... Ooh, he's actually exiling his own things? Wow. What does he have here? Lingering Souls? Damn, I would have liked a sword. But wait, my opponent actually doesn't have swords. God damn it. That's a bit tilting. Guess I need to shoot Kaya, but that feels awful. Does he have Kaya's Guile too? No, okay. That's bad. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. So I'm running out of bad draws. Not true, I still have tons of bad draws. Unironically, Boros Charm would be a good draw here. Ooh. If that does fetch a sword, I do have things. Oh, it does fetch a sword. Nice. Okay, that's cool at least. Oh, no swords. Come on. Okay, because I do think... I don't think I want to ever crack this canopy like here. Vortex is my true way out, I think. Skullcrack is okay. Skullcrack is okay if my opponent gets greedy with that chick. This is fine. Hopefully uptakes Kaya first. Yes. So I'm actually alive. If I draw a lightning bolt or a lava spike or a skewer, this is so close. Holy heck, this is actually close. This is so close. Come on, one time, lightning bolt. Lightning bolt. That doesn't work. It came too late. Yeah, the vortex came too late. Because this is lethal already. God damn it. Searing Blaze, eh. Yeah, the third smash got me. The third smash got me. But I don't think there's... Okay. Did I misplay anything in this matchup? I guess, okay, so I know where I messed up. I was the one that built my deck. I know that I'm playing 4 Smash the Smithereens. So discarding Smash the Smithereens to the Croxa when my opponent was obviously not opening up with Batterskull is naive. I think I'd call it naive. Like I discarded the Skewer, which, you know, might have won me the game somewhere in there. But I think that was the room to improve that matchup, or that game at least. Like I just hang on to Skewer, which is hard to cast, but it's better than multiple of those. This is a mole, I think. Yeah, that keep was definitely not strong enough. This one's much better. Wooded Foothills is always scary. So it's Ponza, okay. Jesus Christ. Watch my opponent Blood Moon me, like blind Blood Moon into hitting half my hand. Maybe he plays a Ren in 6. Yeah, it's definitely a Blood Moon. This fast has to be a Blood Moon. And single red too. Clothes. Okay, we can deal with Clothes. Can we deal with Clothes? We definitely can deal with Clothes. Skews is a bit harder to deal with, but still dealable with. That Skullcrack to the bottom is feeling real wrong right now. That's fine. That's uber fine. Does he attack here? He does, brave little man. Okay, let's get something clear. Is this the correct art for Bloodbraid Elf? Like, if you tell me you like the one from Masters better, sure. That one looks like a savage elf. Oh, this is a real good turn in my opinion. Actually, turn 3 lethal. Against a turn 2 Clothis on the draw. Wow, what the heck just happened? How did this even happen? Wait a minute. Guy deals 4, Swifty deals 3. Wait. The heck? How is this? That was really fast. That surprised even me, to be honest. Definitely one Vortex. Eidolon is pretty crap in this matchup. And if I'm gonna be honest, if I'm playing on the draw, I'd rather have Path than Boros Charm. Even though it's keeping the same number of white cards seems like a good plan. Searing Blaze is okay in this matchup. I'm honestly surprised about that win though. That was a really fast win, with a Boros Charm nonetheless, which is typically not a fast kill. So if you were playing Rest in Peace, there's an argument to bring it in. It stops Clothis, Scavenging Ooze, and Seasoned Pyromancer from working properly. But I don't know. Seems too stale of a play. I think that's similar to Eldrazi-Tron. This is a race, not a long game. It's not a long con. Just want to get under them. This is a keep, yeah. A little soft to a good board from them, but let's either turn 2 Ren and 6. Oh, I guess if he's shocking himself to bolt me, I'm fine. And better bolt the Goblin guy, to be honest. So he has bolt. That little stop means he has bolt, and is debating where to play it here or whether to. It definitely has bolt now. And if he's fetching it away, definitely has it. So this still deal damage. Not only did this little dude deal damage, discard them a card. This is a Ren and 6. So we're fine. More lands than I would have liked, but we're fine. We're definitely fine. I'm definitely not scared that Ren and 6 is ever gonna ultimate. So, no joke Clothis here would be pretty fine. My next turn's gonna be insane. Forest Clothis. Yeah, okay. Vortex here is cool. Another Rift Bolt is also kind of cool. Just get rid of basics from my deck at this point. Pushing this damage with Swiftspear might actually be relevant. Any 1-mana spell does it here. If he has to fetch, it's also screwed. If he had Bolt into Clothis, into Baloth, I'm legitimately screwed. He's at 4. I did cut Boros Charm though. Ah, but he did me a favor. Ooh. Please no Baloth. Come on, opponent. Ah, god damn it. Yeah, that checks out. This definitely checks out. Ooh. I'm fine with this trade, so if I find a land I win, if I find a spell, I'm still set to win the following turn. I'm really healthy here. Can't fight the second Baloth, but honestly I don't think this is that big of a deal. He's just playing like a Bone Crusher or a Seasoned Pyromancer. Yeah, that isn't a big deal. Land I win. Land and I win is the best draw. Any bolt is cool. Even the 2 CMC ones work. That also works. Very much alive here. Again, I can't really fight a second Baloth. I see crack. Okay, now I can fight a Baloth. If I draw a Bolt, I still fight a Baloth. That cracking kinda tells me it doesn't have a Baloth here. And is looking for one. Ooh. Scavenging Ooze would also be a problem. Ooze gains him. Is that an issue? You just have 4. I'll concede if he has 4 lands. To retrace that bolt 4 times. It's literally the only way I lose. Should have bolted there. Still dead to perfect. This doesn't let him weather the storm, basically. Does he exactly have... he's killing himself. Okay. Respect. I respect this opponent. Okay, so... Still an uphill climb from here. That Mardu game was really tight. I don't mind losing that one at all. The Prowess one, I feel dumb because... I criticize Goldfish frequently, and then I just randomly go into Goldfish and say, oh, Blue-Red Prowess isn't playing Dragon's Claw? Guess I'm not gonna prepare for it either way. Even though I know it's a card that everyone likes playing because nobody likes losing the mirrors. And thus, I lost that one. Completely on me, by the way. I can't really blame anyone on that one, but myself. A game on the play? Must have done something real nice. This hand's keepable. I would have liked this to be a lightning bolt, but I guess I would say that about any land. Opponent's double queuing Vintage Cube. Vintage Cube is honestly funner to watch than to play, at least to me. Alright, it could be Yawgmoth. Yawgmoth evolution. I think they play that. It's most definitely Yawgmoth. Yeah, that's Yawgmoth. Like playing the Eidolon here. Puts tons of pressure on the other side. And this matchup is not easy, by the way. This matchup's kind of hard. They have some natural life gain on their side. That should be a push. I will 100% Boros Charm a push. So much that I'm even gonna do this. I think I'm past taking care of the board to hold up Skewer the Critics for that. So now I have lethal. God damn it. Ah, that's the secret of Urborg. Tap for black and then you're screwed. Damn, really poor draws this game. But I guess the initial 7. I guess I drew Lava Spike. Was good enough to get there. So Vortex definitely comes in, Path also comes in. This probably feels correct. Taking out the non-removable cards seems correct. Even if Vortex and Rift Bolt interact awkwardly, I am a strong independent burn player, and I get to make my own choice when casting those. Alrighty. This league has been interesting. I'm honestly kind of digging the meta right now. For a while there, people were playing more burn hate than they needed, but now I think things have calmed down and people are playing chiller lists. This hand with lands would be perfect, like Rift Bolt and Lightning, or a Goblin Guide for lands. That'd be a happy burn player. No, I kinda don't like this, but I gotta keep. I think I ship away the Sacred Foundry because I'm keeping 3 lands, and if I ever get the 4th, I have a canyon to cycle. The Shockland is the better choice here. If he plays a turn 1 bird, it's dying. That ain't a bird. Ooh, I could path that like a motherfucker. I don't think I will. I think I'll wait for his 2-drop. I'm not above pathing his 2-drop. I'd rather not. That's a free point of damage. I'll take it. Come on, opponent. You didn't keep a 1-lander. Did you? Oh, fast lands are such cool design. I love when they design things that are better used in aggro than control. Like the last year of lands has been pretty poor for aggro. Like even the pathways are bad for aggro because you can't get too greedy with your mana costs. This is a face shooter with path in hand to stop a potential combo. I like this more. I will play into the removal here. We'll play into the removal. Might have it. Well, ooh. Okay, so lines. If he evolves that wolf. What lines could my opponent take here? It could evolve that wolf. Do something. Is this a deck to play Sarulf's Packmate? You could evolve into a Yawgmoth from it. Seems okay. What is this? Evolution. Alright. What does it evolve into? Ah, kitchen things. It's honestly as fun as it could get. Let's get rid of that right now because Yawgmoth makes that into a pretty terrible thing for me. Let's kill this pup now that it doesn't come back. I'm taking a beating from my own spells here, but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. Yawgmoth, okay. Can I find a path? Pretty please. It's not a path. I will cycle this. Oh. We'll cast that. So what does this card actually do? It can kill my Eidolon. Sacrifices the Dryad, puts a counter here, then proliferates and kills my thing. More scared of him evolving into something annoying. This card evolves into CMC X plus 2. My exile zone should not be there. It's for drafting. Ooh, this is interesting. Is this infinite? Ah, like this it is, right? Or no? Can start paying 1 life to deal me 2. Am I dead here? How does the math work here? He pays 1 life, sacrifices this, puts a counter wherever, just 6. This comes back, deals me 2. I'm at 9. So he can exactly do it, right? I think he can just do it. He's playing very, very dangerous, close to me not having a bolt. Respected the bolt? Oh, that won't fly too well with him. I think if this resolves, he can't do it anymore. Please? Yes. Yeah, I don't think he could have. I don't think it was wrong for him to respect the lightning bolt, or the path, or the anything from my side. To be honest. But this is a really cool deck, not gonna lie. I really like it. Alright, going for the pity... No, this is not the pity play point league, it's the even Steven league. Which is not my favorite league, but it's better than the pity point league. It's one or the other right now. But I'm on the play, always a good sign. This hand though, not a good sign. This hand much better. I am shipping away the Rift Bolt, even though Rift Bolt's my own removal. I have my first like 3 turns already displayed for me, so I don't think I have the space to go too cute. Opponent also mulled down to 6. No, burn mulling down to 6 to a hand like this is fine. Burn mulling down to 6 and seeing like 4 lands is where the trouble begins. I have proudly won a game against Prowess on a mull to 4. Like I needed to. It was back when Mono Red Prowess was more popular, and I needed a really strong hand against them. I think it was even back when they played Lava Spike. What's the reason for people not playing Mono Red Prowess? Like actual Prowess, none of that Obosh garbage. Obosh is like the you know, like if you... Oh no. This league was fun while it lasted. Remember when I cut the surgical extraction? Because I was sure that artifacts were more common than Dredge. Such an innocent idiot. Although that's kind of good for me. This was drawn, right? Am I playing this Eidolon? Probably. I think this Eidolon is dealing as much damage as that Swiftspear ever is. Assuming my opponent does have a Cathartic to follow this. They never not have a Cathartic. Ooh, this is actually spicy. This is a bad mill for my opponent. And honest to God, if he sees this, then such a bad mill for him. Serves him right. He says from one critical mass deck to another. Jesus Christ, that's aggressive. Does he have the... Does he have the thing? The Cathartic? This Cathartic's gonna be expensive. Loam? Oh wow, my opponent's in the ropes. Yeah, I think that any day. Getting kinda low, but my opponent's dredging capabilities are also not ideal. He also has 2 chills left in the deck, so... I'm gonna play a tap land here. Prize Amalgam is actually not a problem right now. Okay. So honestly, I might be underestimating how good creatures are in this matchup. I need to review my Dredge matchup. Read. He dredges the loam, finds nothing, plays the loam. Ooh, that Conflagrate is nasty. That's one nasty Conflagrate. He wipes my board. Oh, that's one now. Jesus fucking Christ. It's the one card. Like, I think that's the one single card that could have done it. Wow. And it doesn't even take damage from this, because this doesn't cost 2. The CMC of this in the stack is... It's gonna be... So... 8 plus 8 plus 1... That's 17. Don't crack that. Alright, so I need him to not find a Gripping Chill. Oh. He kept the Gripping Chill in hand. He's gonna hardcast it. That's brave. That's brave. Easy. He might wait. Which I guess is fair. Still doesn't save him. Oh, he has Ox in the graveyard. He has Ox. Alright, it's time for Ox to fizzle. Yeah, Ox didn't fizzle. So I lose here, I think. He's gonna dredge a lot. I think it's naive to think he'll only dredge 6. So bam, there's one. Is there one? There is one. Only one though, only one. Okay. Do I still lose? I think I still lose, yeah. Damn it, so close, yet so far away. Yes. Does he have any more Creeping Chills? Still has one. It's like killing the Ox isn't even an option. Like this spectacular Searing Blaze. Oh. So good. Maybe I'm not dead. Maybe I am not dead. Wow. Maybe I am not dead. This is tighter than I would have expected for a game 1 against Dredge. Really like this icon. Is there... And what are the Kaldheim icons for Magic? March 2? No. January 26th. Oh, that's lame. No icons. Just Infernal Pet. Yeah. I wanted the there's this really cool art that I like. It's this zombie. I don't know what my opponent's doing. Not attacking. This is a blocker. Oh, it's just one. Still a chance. There's still a chance, chat. We could go the distance. Oh. Okay. So close. Oh, and we were drawing the win too. Oh, that's so sad. Surgical definitely comes in. Thinking Path comes in. Definitely don't like Eidolon. Even if it's dealing some damage. Definitely don't like it. And kinda like everything else. So I think some Rift Bolt seems fine because it is slow. Maybe I don't want Path, or like at least not all paths. Maybe I just don't want Path. Or rather, I play one because it might come in clutch. It's like a card that I never want to see. By the way, I think that after this game, I'm not keeping the Force Smash in. I'm gonna trade it again for Surgical. Like, of course, one league isn't enough to draw any conclusions, but theoretically it makes sense. Surgical is a card that I don't mind seeing the second of. Sometimes it's even useful. And yeah, see? Useful. Definitely keeping this hand. This hand beats Dredge a lot of times. Honestly, I love this surgical extraction art. It's too bad that in paper it's so much more expensive. Not so much more, but more than I would like. Like, getting them in the decent conditions, like, what do you pay for 4 of these? You could get a 5th of the other ones. Maybe I should get them. I don't know. I can't justify getting surgical there. I'm a person that likes to have the non-foil versions as well. I like to store them. Maybe surgical isn't the card to do that. I don't think I'm gonna pimp out surgical. I'm just saying I like this art more. Like, I recognize that the other art is better, but I like this one more. Honest to God. Hey, look. It's the school. think my opponent has a Cathartic. And I will be aggressive with my... or as a merchant. No, so it's a Cathartic, okay. I will be aggressive with my Surgical here, the first one at least. Might have the Lightning Axe. Yes, he did. Still okay. That wasn't like the worrisome draw. In a very healthy position right now. And C, I think my opponent has the Nature's Claim up. I think my opponent's hand is filled with Nature's Claims. And the Swifties did their job. Ooh, another creature. Guess I will play it. Getting him down to 8 is actually a healthy place. Revealing Conflagrate is cool. Don't think I can lose this one. But this isn't the one that worries me, it's the next one. Oh, but I kind of don't want to use Surgical now. I hope I get to not play Surgical here. Because if I get to not play Surgical here... What is this? If I get to not play Surgical here, my opponent still has to play around it in his next... Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Land. No land. Guess I suspend this. Attack with the gang. My opponent kept an unkeepable hand just to beat. Rest in peace. Ooh. Ooh. Why would you come in my chat and give me the winning line? It wouldn't be the winning line, right? It was at 11, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 7, 8, 9. Not the winning line. Okay. I want to keep Surgical hidden because if I can, of course. Because if my opponent doesn't see it, then it's good on game 3. Oh, it's a big ox. Oh, that was a very aggressive hand. What the hell? I don't know. You could have something. I have Skewer to kill the ox. So I have more than exact Cs. Okay, so I kept the surgical hidden, which was insanely good for me. Do not want to reveal that hand. Same side, to be honest. Honest to God, I like Searing Blaze enough. Like, the creatures in this matchup are much better than I'd given them credit for. Like, genuinely, what the hell is this? My creatures are just carrying me. This is a mulligan. I think this is also a mulligan. A one-liner is too risky here. Yowza. But hey, game 1 was fun, right? Or game 2. Game 2 was fun. I think this is it. I don't think I can win now. Unless my opponent just kept a dog shit hand again to beat. Rest in peace. Like, he kept 7 very quickly. So it's either the nuts with like a merchant here into... We fetched that Stinkweed Imp away, really? So it's either the nuts or he was keeping around this. Loam there isn't awful, but my hand's pretty awful. I'm gonna this is the desperation move, so that maybe my opponent doesn't fill their yard being afraid of... Ooh. That bluff doesn't make much sense there. It's not even a bluff, it's more like an attempt to trip my opponent. Still not a great hand though. Come on. Loam, please. Yes, that's good. Loam is good. Can I draw a surgical heal, please? Oh, it's unfortunate. Still a lot of damage, but... Did my opponent just keep a slow? Does my opponent actually did my opponent actually keep the anti-rest in peace again? Hopefully. Shouldn't be touching my microphone arm, that might make too much noise. Ah, oh, here's where I lose now. Yep. Ooh. Very strong mill. Still no big payoffs, I think. From what I can see. Surgical definitely has some diminishing returns though. Could still maybe get there, but this is looking like a loss now. Sure, that's irrelevant. Let me do this first. This is a single amalgam, okay. I'm gonna wait until my upkeep to skip these. Okay. Is there any draw that gets me there? Yes, if he cracks that fetch land. This is super naive, but if he cracks that fetch land, if he cracks this fetch land, doesn't have anything to play, just goes like Loam. Doesn't he have Conflagrate there? Loam. He's not cracking that ever, right? Could still cast the Ox. I think that my ticket to win is that if his last two cards of the deck are Creeping Chill, or he has them in hand, and he goes on the Ox, and I top deck Boros Charm. So no Creeping Chill and top decking Boros Charm. It's a tough ask, but I would be happy about it. Probably, I doubt that would happen. Wouldn't he just have cast Creeping Chill here? Zero Creeping Chill in hand. Interesting game, there it is. And there it is. He got both. Still has only 4 cards. Yeah, I lose now. There's still 6, and he. Oh, that was a bit sad. I wasn't winning either way. All right, so Dredge remains hard. So right away, I want to make this change to the list because I honestly think that the 4th smash is too much. You never want to see more than one. Whereas the 2nd surgical is very playable and sometimes, and you really want to see one basically. Like I don't mind not seeing smash Smithereens in against matchups that I want it if I'm going fast, but I don't think Dredge is ever winnable. I think that not even sure if there are other matchups where I would want the graveyard hate right now. I would also tentatively play like 3 Rest in Peace and 1 Tormod Script, or even 1 Surgical. I would play 4 Graveyard 8 slots always. So, league recap. First it was against Blue-Red Prowess. Game 1, if I were keeping on the blind, I think my keep was fine. But I knew my opponent's name, and I knew that he played aggro, red aggro, namely. So maybe the keep was a bit sloppy. But that wasn't the issue. The issue was game 2. I looked at a Prowess list online, didn't have Dragon's Claw, so I wrongly assumed that I shouldn't bring in Smithereens, which I definitely should. You should definitely bring it in, because Dragon's Claw is just too good. Because unlike, or rather, it's like Core, right? But you have Skullcrack to get Core, and Path is a good card in Core matchups, so you don't mind bringing it in. Whereas Smash Smithereens is just really needs to hit that spot. Then Mardu Midrange, which went fine. But then game 3, he had Kaya, and we just didn't get there. Then against Ponza, lightning fast game 1, and then game 2, we just got there with pressure. Then it was, what's this? What's black green called? What's the guild called? Golgari. Golgari Yawgmoth. I love the deck. I think it was a cool matchup, but it was still a 2-0. And then against Dredge, well, game 1 was very interesting. Game 1 was one of the most interesting Dredge games I've had in a while. We were just both going back and forth. He didn't have the balls to the wall nut opener. I had a pretty decent burn hand. We went back and forth, and then I think that he was just short of losing. Oh yeah, he found the conflagrate to stay alive, to kill me on the last turn, I think. And then game 3, I think my first mole was necessary. My second mole might have been a bit too aggressive to find surgical, but I think it's really needed. Because as you saw, and this is what I mean when I say that I think surgical is superior, it's very likely that your Dredge opponent is gonna be looking for the anti-rest in peace. And with surgical, just bypass that, hate the card you need to hate, and just win, because their mana base is painful and you're dealing tons of damage fast. Not the best of leagues, but it was actually it was genuinely one of the tightest leagues I think I've played. Maybe not from my side, because match 1 I punted sideboarding, match 2... Oh yeah, match 2 Smash Smithereens was. The 4th one was too much, for sure. I found 3, so that did make the difference. Then Ponza and Yawgmoth were cool matchups, and then even the Dredge one was quite cool to play. Just didn't go to my side, but I think that today either game could have won either way, and to me that's what matters. Well, it's part of what matters. I like to win, but if games are entertaining, then that's cool too. Alright, so that's it for today. I honestly think I like 4th copies right now instead of a random 5th sideboard card. I don't think there's one that really shines. I was thinking, would I ever play a Braid instead of Smash Smithereens? Am I insane for wanting to play a Braid? Because, like, a Braid... Here's the thing. A Braid probably lets me play on the board better. So it covers Stoneforge because A braid kills either side of her. It covers amulet, because I can bring in a braid to trade with dryads, which doesn't seem like a bad deal if I'm speaking honestly. And it seems okay against Eldrazi again, because it either aids Chalice or it hits Thought-Knot Seer in a trade. I wonder. Really wonder. Is there an Abrade that deals less damage to creatures? I would be content with an Abrade that deals 2. That costs 1 mana. Fuck, Abrade should really be 1 mana. Or go face. Or do both modes. Well, either way, thank you very much for watching. You know already, you can watch me on... You can follow me on Twitch if you haven't already. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel where I post all my VODs, and you can follow me on Twitter where I usually post when I'm streaming. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.